Happy New Year, folks. This is more or less an unscripted video that I'm really thinking of trying out, where I talk about certain topics, certain subjects that I find deeply interested in, emotionally, psychologically, and intellectually speaking. And I've been thinking about doing this for a long time now, but I figured New Year might start something new, right? Today, I want to talk about a topic, something that is really close to each of us, but I don't know. But I've been thinking about this topic a lot about lately, since I don't know, a few years now, and the topic is death. Up to a certain point in my life, I've thought about death as something that comes to the old people. You get old and then you die. But the more I live, the more I realize how fragile life is. And it really gets me thinking that every moment that we exist is a gift. And I know how cliche it sounds. But the more I think about it, the more profound I find it. A lot of people die every day. I'm not aware of the statistics, but if I pull up statistics, every second a certain number of people die. Let me just pull it up so we can be sure and we can speak from numbers, right? So I'm gonna Google how many people die every second in the world. According to World Death Clock, 1.8 person dies. I don't know how to round that off, but between 2 seconds, 2 people have died. And it just makes me think that we live our life taking our life for granted, right? Like, we go through each day thinking like we have tomorrow to do things that we want to do. And the thing is, we live in tomorrow that we fail to appreciate the today that we have. We live in the future, we live full of anxiety thinking about the future. And it makes me think it's so important that we learn to live in the moment. I've been that person who keeps on thinking like how great of a future. As a kid, I used to think I can't wait to get old. I can't wait to be this age. I can't get to be an adult. And as I speak about the topic of death, I find it inevitable to not talk about time, how time flows, right? It almost feels like just my memory is so fresh of when I was a kid that it almost makes me feel like I'm still that person, but now I'm about to turn 27. I'm about to be 27 years of age. And I can't believe I'm 27 years. I'm going to be 30 in 3 years. And that blows my mind, right? As a kid, I thought by this age I would have certain things figured out. But I'm still a clueless kid. Of course, I know a lot more than as a kid, but I'm still as clueless in the scale of the universe. I just realized how short our life is. We're here today, gone tomorrow. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, but I hope we can get to a point where like what I've been thinking makes sense. Life is short, man. We look at history, it almost feels far away, but if you see how civilization has grown within that short amount of time period that we study in history, it just feels like a blip. The way that time passes for the cosmos, for the universe, how things happen in the scale of universe, right? Forget about time, even the space that we occupy in this universe, it makes us feel so insignificant. And so it brings me back, right? I'm trying to what's the word? Yeah, conclusion, that's the word. Conclusion. So I'm trying to conclude this thought, right? Our life is short. Death is always imminent. We are insignificant speck on the grand scale of the universe. It seems so stupid to think of myself as such a big deal in the world, but I'm not saying that we don't matter. I think everybody matters, right? But I think everyone beside ourselves should matter more. It just gets me thinking. We are insignificant. Our existence is closer to the ants that we trample upon in the grand scale of the universe. And yet, for some reason, we have these egos that makes us think that we are the center of the universe, when death is the equalizer. I think death is an important part of life. It's not an opposition of life. Life begins at when your genetic information forms. It ends when you die and decompose. And the law of conservation of energy suggests that the energy within our cells, within the chemical bonds that exist to build us, in the structures that build us, it goes on to form the next part of life. There's no guarantee of life after this. Whatever I may believe or whatever you may believe. I think one thing that we need to take away from this is, let's be kind to one another in the short time we have. Our life is short. We are only guaranteed one life. Let's make it count. To 2023. So I pray that this year of 2023 brings us lessons. May it bring us knowledge and wisdom, and give us the strength to follow through with those wisdoms. So Happy New Year. Oof. Happy New Year, folks. Cheers to you. I'm guessing this will be the end credits part, so I want to speak a little bit more about this series of videos that I've been thinking of doing. I hope I'll be able to see you on the upcoming episodes, and I'm hoping I can be regular with these videos, because considering the size of my head, I have a lot of things to think about. I tend to spend a lot of my days in my head. I think another thing that I want to add to the 2023 thing is that more to doing. I mean, I can't say more to doing and less to thinking, right? Think more and do more. 2023, thinking more and doing more. Cheers to you guys. I'll be seeing you around.